Hello, good evening, good day, good whatever, and welcome to this. It's going to be a longer build today, a longer video, but it's packed with interesting stuff, I should hope. It's been a long time coming, really, because I've had shit going down with my health, and also it's a more complicated model, and I've done 2 of them, so it's took me a bit of time. So that's why I've been light on producing at the moment. I'm building 2 good ones out of 4 less than good ones. To be honest, all of them had bad features or another on them. And strangely, the one on the very top, if you look at it, you can go back and have a look, but that one doesn't have the grille painted silver, so they must have done little differences in factory. And here I'm disassembling them all. I recorded at fast speed so I can pack more in, and if anybody wants to go and have a look back to see what I'm doing on YouTube, you can play it back at the slower speed. In choose playback speeds, you can choose your speeds and play it back a bit slower so you can see what I'm doing. But here I'm just stripping the bases off, taking window units out and the like, get them ready. And there's another one getting the window unit taken out. As I say, they all had good points and bad points. So I've got some spare parts and I've just used all the good parts to make 2 good ones. I wanted to take this one apart, build these 2 slowly and take care, because this casting has a special memory for me. Well, I say special, it was one of the only times I remember at my grandma's house when I was very young. And let's be honest about it, my grandma, some people got grandmas where they look forward to going. I got one that were a vicious old bitch. Putting it bluntly, I never knew her in a good mood. And here we are. Here's the tally of the parts I'm going to be using. All the good ones I've salvaged from 4. Yeah, and I remember playing with this when I got it. Brand new, I got the type with the older type wheels on. And I was playing with it on floor at my granny's. And she had a vicious bastard Jack Russell that chomped on me eye. So I ended up with stitches above my eye. And here we are. I needed some ladders, so I worked out this newer model, Super Kings, has more or less the same ladder unit. I've put the broken set onto that Super Kings one, and I may or may not do something with it in the future. And anyway, here's the real thing. This one, I'm presuming, is a restoration from one you'll see later, or the other one's a different one. It was from AEC, which stood for, I think, Associated Electrical Company, which did a lot of commercial vehicles here in the UK, but they also did, as the name implies, electrical equipment for industry, etc. But they were a quite tidy looking turntable ladder. Frightening to say, I remember them as I was a kid. And here's one in a scrapyard by the looks, or whatever, ripe for restoration. It may possibly be that one we saw before that has been restored. Who knows, somebody may answer that one. And at this point I'm drilling and tapping the control box on the turntable. I'm doing it in situ so it saves taking it off and struggling with it as a single item. I'm drilling and tapping it on the actual turntable, and then I drill the thing to take it off. De-mushroom it, so to say, to take it off the turntable. And here I'm drilling the actual body so I can reattach the base. It's going to be drilled intact. And looking good so far. And going good. I've got one of these long pauses. Here we go. I'm doing something. I'm after you. You can't see it. Famous. And there we go. Dab dab, dib dab, dub dib. Back again, and we're tapping it. There we go. Just putting a tap in, and once it's drilled and tapped, drill it to release it off the turntable. Job done. And here I've got a new idea for paint stripper. I've put paint stripper in a kilner jar so I can seal it and leave it in there. I bought a litre kilner jar and a litre of paint stripper. Bish bash bosh, job done. For any I can't put in caustic, I weren't putting these in caustic because I didn't want to damage the bells. You'll see why in a little while. But I didn't want to damage the bells on them, so I used this type of paint stripper. But I've put it in a kilner jar so I'm not wasteful with it, basically. I thought pouring it over them on a mat, you're wasting a lot that you don't need to. A lot's being thrown away, goes down drain. I wanted to introduce less waste to it. See there? I'm putting it back into the jar. It's good paint stripper that would have been wasted. Yeah, my jar will be full of paint flakes and everything, but it's not wasting the product that does the job. And eventually I can go to my local tip or wherever and correctly dispose of the jar full and just fill it up with clean stripper again. Job done. And I'm just having a sip of a drink I've discovered this week. It's a Ribena drink. And they're actually doing raspberry and rhubarb, which is quite tasty, really. It's not an advert, but if you fancy trying it, it's on my recommended palette. And if I think about it, you know, that raspberry and rhubarb, it'd probably go well as a mixer with whiskey. That's bad, definitely vodka. Anyway, here I put Solvo Watersol on the bells and they're getting a good polish. Proper spammed up. And I'm also polishing the control box at the rear. What I've done, I've screwed it onto the turntable upside down so you can get at every side. Here I'm spraying one of the ladders silver. I sprayed the other ladder grey, a flat grey, because it goes with the scheme better. The two schemes, one had silver, the metallic one, and the plain coloured one had grey ladder, so I did accordingly. And here I'm just putting primer on. I actually used the Games Workshop primer, Wraithbone, on one, and the other one that was going to get the metallic red, that one got a black primer. so I could do silver over the top. There we are, we're putting Wraithbone on the turntable there. And here, we're putting black on the other body. And here we're putting some colour on one of them, using the air dryer in between to dry off, and then spray again. And here we go again. Here we go again on my own, going down the only road I've ever known. Yeah, there we go. Can't beat a bit of AC/DC. Yeah, I know it's Whitesnake. And here we go, finishing off. Well, not quite finishing off, but the colour's deepening. I think I put about 4 or 5 coats on altogether to get the colour to come up. Hallelujah! We got there in the end. After that I did clear coat on, and then the decals went on and the clear coated over the decals. But there you can see my use of the air dryer. I'll spray paint, dry it with the air dryer. It's to avoid snotties and etc. And here I'm putting silver on, a silver base coat. It's a Createx one, ready for a candy to go on top. And I actually used tequila yellow candy, and I mixed a bit of blood red into it to give it was a red with a hint of orange, the Matchbox candy. I could have probably sprayed gold underneath, but I didn't have a gold undercoat that was rich enough. So I got the richness of the yellow underneath it by doing tequila yellow with the blood red mixed in. It can just give it that warmth. And here we go, give it a good air drying again. Chicken tikka. And here we go, here's where the red goes on. As you can see, it has that yellow undernote given by the tequila yellow candy mixed in with the red. PJ wanted to know what model supplies Matchbox tyres were like, and there they are. They're nice and snug, they go on nice, they look the business. They're quite a good replacement, in all honesty. And here I got these decals from Black Square, just cutting them up into all the different decals, ready to go on in the different areas. Yeah, they're not like fixed decals and the such. Fixed decals are made so they separate anyway without cutting them the way they're produced. These you have to cut them to size. You can cut them down tidier than I do, but Black Square's decals have lovely thin decal film, so when you put them on and tamp them down and some clear coat goes over the top, they pretty much disappears. I highly rate Black Square's decals. They good shit, man. And here we are I'm just painting the grill. As you can see on my turntable shot, you can have a look, because I put it on just before the end result to show where we started. And some, they missed out and didn't bother painting the grill. It was probably a Friday afternoon where one of the girls thought, I just can't be arsed, you know. I just want to be home with a bottle of wine. I'm fed up of this shit. You know, like the normal Friday at work. And we're polishing up the screen. I picked the two best ones out of the four. And afterwards, once I'd polished them, I took them to the bathroom and washed them. To get rid of excess polish, I did the inside to clean the inside and the outside to get rid of excess polish. Then I came back into my room and give them a clean up with toilet paper afterwards to buff them up, and then I dipped them. And then I dipped them. And there we go. There's the pair of them there. And drying out nicely. And at this point, while I had the pledge out, I gave because they were in really good condition, the super fast wheels, I just give them a quick blast over for a little extra oomph. And at this point, we're starting assembling. I'm knocking the pins back into the turntable. That one's for the hydraulic piston. And then the one at the back for the ladder. I assure you, my arse was going like a rabbit's nose here. Twitching like a rabbit's nose it was. Didn't want to damage the paint, because I really wanted to make a nice job of these, because I actually love the actual vehicle and casting. I think it's one of Matchbox's finest vehicles, to be honest. They did a lot of nice ones, but I think this is the nicest crowning glory, to be honest. I only wished they'd have done it with an interior. I bet it'd have been awesome. It didn't really need it. There, we put in the screw in the control box. Yeah, it didn't really need an interior. And here we put in the circlip back on that holds the ladder in place. It's a grippy, tongy, circlippy thing. And here we're screwing the base back up. At this point, I'll say thank you very much for watching. Thanks very much to all my subscribers for sticking with me. And to those who haven't subscribed, well, the hell not. Come on, it's free. And here's where we started. The intention is to make 2 good ones out of 4 poor ones. And I'd have loved to save them all, but you've got to make some sacrifices with them sometimes. One doesn't have a ladder, the other's ladder was smashed, so there weren't much down for them. And anyway, I bought this one this week as a side story. It's from a range that were known as Matchbox MX. It's a rarity because they didn't really take off. But they had a box and all the turntable ladder worked automatically from a trigger gun. But here we are, here's where we finished up. One in plain colour, flat red, and the other in metallic for the super fast version. And I think I've got an absolutely splendid job done with them. A beautiful casting indeed, the pair of them are gonna take pride of place. Been a lovely trip down memory lane building up. Anyway, thank you for watching. Take care out there with those convids. And tatty pie everyone. Tatty pie. Catch you in my next video. Bye and take care.